so much confusion. Most of my students use the when they shouldn't use the, and don't use the when they should use the. So, how do we know when to use it? Before I give you some rules on when to use the and when not to use the in English, I want to tell you about two different ways we can pronounce this simple word. First, we have the, and there is also the pronunciation the. Now, it all depends what the next word begins with. If the next word begins with a vowel, we say the elephant, the octopus, the owl. But if the next word begins with a consonant, we use the pronunciation the building, the table, the boy, the girl, the. Okay, I got over 100 questions about the when I asked you about it on YouTube. So, let's start with the first one, the big one. When don't we use the? Meals like breakfast, lunch and dinner. Have you had lunch yet? Do you want to go out for dinner tomorrow night? I have breakfast at 8 o'clock. When we're talking about meals, we don't use the word the. Compass directions. When we're talking about directions, we don't use the word the. Like birds fly south for the winter. It's the direction that they are going. However, when we're talking about a particular region, then we use the word the. For example, I am from the north of England. They pronounce some words differently in the south. Proper nouns. What is a proper noun? A proper noun is something like a name of a person, a city, a month, a day. Things that we normally use a capital letter for in English, and we don't use the word the for those. My English teacher is Greg, not the Greg. I bought it on Amazon. I didn't buy it on the Amazon. Greg bought it on Amazon and it will be delivered on Tuesday. No the in any of those situations. Why did I use Amazon as an example there? Well, keep watching and you'll find out why later in the video. Languages. Do you speak English? What's your level of English? I speak Spanish fluently. I would love to learn Greek. With languages, we don't use the. Okay, we have some very, very common words that we talk about every day. They are bed, home, and work, and these don't have the word the. I go to work at 9 o'clock. I get home at 5 o'clock. I go to bed at 11 o'clock. Are you at home? No, I'm at work. I wish I was in bed. Institutions like church, hospital and prison, and also educational institutions like nursery, primary school, secondary school, university, college. All of these don't have the word the. He left school at 16. She's going to university in September. He was taken to hospital last night. She's in prison for 6 years. Now, there's a pretty big exception to this rule, and that is if you are in that place but not for the primary reason of the place, then we use the. So, if you've been a naughty person, you go to prison. Where is he? He's in prison. Eesh. But if you are visiting that person, or if you work at the prison, you use the word the. Okay, if you are ill, you are in hospital, no the. But if you are visiting or working there, then you use the. So if I say, he's in hospital, you might say, what happened? But if I say, she's in the hospital, you might say, ooh, who's she visiting? Why is she there? Okay, another little exception here with university. Yes, we don't use the for university. He goes to university. If the title of the university includes of, which it often does to describe the place where the university is, then yes, we use the word the. She goes to Cambridge University. He goes to the University of Kent. Because University of Kent includes the word of, we use the. Cambridge University doesn't, so we don't use the. Okay, do you want to know the two most common mistakes that my students make with the? The first one is things like this. The 90% of people, blah de blah de blah. With percentages, we do not use the. It's simply 90% of people, blah de blah de blah. And the second one is the most of people want to go blah de blue. And again, we don't use the most of people, it's simply most people. Most people want to ba da ba da ba. So yeah, this is exactly the type of thing that I teach you inside my free book, English Quick Fix. So if you want to fix these typical mistakes, click up there to get the book or click the link in the description. It's free and it's great. Okay, so quick summary of all the most important places where we don't use the: meals, compass directions, but not regions, proper nouns like names, cities, days of the week, months, languages, bed, home and work, and educational institutions, and a few other institutions like church, hospital and prison. Okay, let's now have a look at the most important rule for when we need to use the word the. We're going to use bananas to explain this. Now, you know bananas. Bananas are yellow, right? Bananas are yellow. When we're talking about something in general, a general fact, bananas are yellow, we don't use the, okay? Because we're talking about bananas in general. However, if we're talking about something specific, for example, the bananas I bought this morning, we use the word the. The bananas I bought this morning are green. Okay, I'm talking about a specific bunch of bananas. In my kitchen, there are 6 bananas and they are specific. The bananas in my kitchen are green. So that is the most basic rule of when we use the. But let's have a look at some very, very important situations where we must also use the. Superlatives, like the biggest, the best, the fastest. The fastest animal in the world is the cheetah. The biggest animal is the elephant. The best football team is Liverpool. Ordinal numbers like the first, the second, the third, the fourth. With these, we always need the. And that's why when we're talking about dates in English, we need the. The 4th of April. The 4th of April. So dates in British English need the. Have you noticed that the names of some countries use the? Like, why is it the United Kingdom, but England? Why is it the United States, but Mexico? Well, the reason is that when a country is formed of many individual parts, then we use the. So the United States or the US is made up of many different states. The United Kingdom refers to Scotland, England, Wales and Northern Ireland. It's made up of different parts, so we use the. The Maldives is a country with many islands, many different parts, so we use the. Oceans, seas, rivers, forests and mountain ranges, but not mountains and lakes. It would be easy if we could include everything together, but they are exceptions. There are always exceptions in English, but hey, this is quite a good rule that we can use to know when to use the. The Amazon is a huge rainforest in South America. The Amazon, we use the for this word because it's a forest. If we don't use the word the and just talk about Amazon, we're talking about the website. So the Amazon, have you swum in the Pacific? The Pacific? I went on a cruise down the Nile when I visited Egypt. We went skiing in the Alps, but specific mountains and lakes, we don't use the. So Lake Michigan is one of the Great Lakes. Johnny climbed Kilimanjaro with his dad. Names of unique objects, things of which there is only one in the world. We use the word the. The sun, the internet, the moon, the Queen of England. There is only one of these things, so we use the. Musical instruments, we use the. So, I play football, no the for sports, but she plays the piano, we use the for instruments. I love playing the ukulele. I learned the ukulele on YouTube. For systems and services, we use the. So I'm going to call the police. I read it on the internet. I'm listening to the radio. Call the fire brigade. These are all services that exist and we use the. Families in England, normally every member of the family has the same surname. For example, David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. So when we're talking about the family, we say the Beckhams. That refers to that family. I'm sick of hearing about the Kardashians. Now we can use the plus an adjective to talk about everybody included in that adjective. So look at these two examples. He serves food to the homeless every Saturday morning. The homeless. This refers to a group of people who are homeless. This charity raises money for the poor. Again, the poor refers to a big group of people who are poor. A common one is the elderly. The elderly refers to elderly people, people who are old. Another similar way of using this is with the plus a species, an animal species, or a group of people, to generalize about that group of people. For example, the panda is in danger of extinction. If we say this, we're not talking about one specific panda, but we're talking about the species. I mentioned dates earlier when I was talking about ordinal numbers, but we can also use it for decades and centuries. For example, according to my dad, the 60s was a great time to be alive, or life was very different in the 19th century to the 21st century. Okay, a good video to watch next would be that one, in which I teach you about another, other, the other, and others. So I'll see you in that video next. If you've liked this one, give it a thumbs up and blah de blah de blah, you know what to do. And I'll see you in the next video soon. Bye for now.